Hello everybody, Michael here. As you know, there's something different about this video. There's no the Goku Black intro music, and there's no music that I'm talking right now. That's because this is a very special video. No intro music or anything. So if you feel bored, I don't blame you if you want to click off this video or just be a bigger person and watch through it. I've watched Aaron Rodgers Q&A yesterday, and I wanted to give you my takes on it. And before you go in the comments and just saying, "Oh, you're a Bears fan, you just want them to stop fucking your team for the next 3 to 4 years," like this has nothing to do with the Bears. Let's be honest. You don't take a quarterback in the first round when you give Aaron Rodgers a 4-year extension. I want everybody to know. Not only did they pick Jordan Love, they traded up to get him. They want to play him. They wanted Jordan Love. No question about it. Aaron that night was expecting a wide receiver, and he wasn't drinking scotch like he's a Scottish person. Like he drinks beer scotch, and he was a little bummed out when they picked Jordan Love up, and it came strictly. If you say this is fake news, this came straight through Aaron Rodgers' mouth, and I'll put a link into it in the description if you want to watch the whole interview or the Q&A. I have my beefs with Aaron Rodgers because I don't like the way he tanked the season to get Mike McCarthy fired because he lost a lot of disappointing games. He lost to Minnesota and Minnesota, and he overthrew Devontae for the touchdown, and he lost to Josh Rosen at home. And from what I heard, he threw wide receivers under the bus that ran the coach's routes instead of his routes. So let's say because Jimmy Graham ran the routes the coaches told him to, and Aaron Rodgers barely gave him the ball. So I'm just gonna put it to you that way. Aaron Rodgers is only threw to people that ran his routes. The wide receivers that ran the coaches' routes were the ball was gonna get thrown into the dirt, and he did that to get McCarthy fired. And I'm just gonna say this, but I know I'm gonna get hate for this, but this might be his last season in Green Bay. Because I want you to know, not only did they pick Jordan Love, they traded up to get him, and it doesn't make sense to play him until his fourth year. You do realize if they don't extend Jordan Love, that pick is a failure, and most likely the Packers GM is going to get fired for it. And Jordan Love is a project quarterback that last year was probably his worst season with 20 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. Now, he can't. It's because people are gonna say, "Oh, he's from Utah. He's from Utah State. That's one of like the worst schools in the league." Peyton Manning carried two sorry ass franchises to 4 Super Bowls. Brady, without his number one wide receiver Edelman, went 13-3 and won MVP and went to a Super Bowl. I mean more. I mean, just because Jordan Love doesn't have had several of his starters missing, and he had one of the worst coaching staff, doesn't mean anything. But he's a project quarterback, and plus, it's not the similar situation. The only thing that's the same about the Packers drafting Jordan Love that comparing to Aaron Rodgers being drafted, it was the pick. They never traded up to get Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was actually a top prospect in that draft, and he was predicted to be the first overall pick, but they took Alex Smith instead. Do I believe Aaron Rodgers did this to himself? Yeah, and I'm actually on his side for once. And I'm going to have to eat shit while I'm saying that. I'm actually on Aaron Rodgers' side for once in my life. If he doesn't look great in Matt LaFleur's system, I expect them to move on from Aaron Rodgers sooner than later. Could be this year, could be the next year after that. Where does Aaron... Excuse me. I just want to say this. For all... They're going back to the same group of guys they had last year, especially with Devin Funchess opting out due to coronavirus issue. So you're pretty much going back to the same group of guys, and you didn't draft a wide receiver. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm opting out. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, that's what I'm going to do. I'm opting out. I mean, let's look at the wide receivers. He's got Devontae, who hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since 2018. Alan Lazar, which is unproven yet. They got Malkees Verge that I need to see more. They have Jade Stoneberger, which we didn't see that a lot last season because I need to see more from him, but I think he's gonna be okay, but he's not gonna be great. As far as I'm concerned, the guard situation with Wick Wagner and David, I can't pronounce the last name, but that's probably his only lineman. Because Wick Wagner is probably gonna create a lot of penalties for Aaron Rodgers, like 1st and 30 with a lot of holding. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm opting out. I'm just going to say, hey, you want this kid to play? You don't want me to play? You traded up to get him. Just play for the first 2 seasons, and then we'll see. I'll go somewhere else where, they want me to play. Like he sees Tom Brady playing to his 40s and going to Super Bowls. But why do you have to compare it to Tom Brady? But Aaron Rodgers is Tom Brady. Tom Brady at age 36 was still going to Super Bowls. Yeah, he had Jimmy Garoppolo, but they were going to Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers hasn't sniffed a Super Bowl since 2010. Okay, the only disappointment quarterback, because Aaron Rodgers is second. The only disappointment quarterback and number 1 is Big Ben, because Big Ben should have won 3 or 4 Super Bowls because he had Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. Aaron Rodgers had Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson, and Devontae. And Jared Cook. And he did nothing with it. He should have won more Super Bowls. And Drew Brees, but every year but I have a feeling Drew Brees might win the Super Bowl, and he will get out of the third of disappointment quarterbacks that should have won more Super Bowls. But that's it. That's all. I could see the Packers missing the playoffs. Dude, I could see them missing playoffs. I could see them moving on from Aaron Rodgers either this season or next season. But that's it. That's all. Subscribe if you're rocking Bear Down and FTP.